I'm Scott with Marc's Mobility. Today I'm going over how to install the batteries in your Pride Mobility Pursuit 2, so stay tuned. So I'm here with the Pursuit 2 by Pride Mobility, and I'm showing you how to install the batteries. So I've been unboxing this unit. This is brand new, right out of the box. Haven't installed the seat yet. So I'm going to show you how to hook up the batteries. We get lots of questions on how to hook up the batteries. First thing I'm going to start is with how the batteries ship. So currently, right now in 2025, this is June, they ship the batteries inside the box, but they're not hooked up. They're in these two separate boxes. I'll have a picture of what that looks like in the corner of the screen. So that's how they ship, whether you get the single or the double battery. They'll be in these two little boxes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up this battery box and show you how to install these. First thing we have to do is open up this battery box. It's held in place by some Velcro back here. So I usually like to disconnect the Velcro and then you just lift it up. And now this will expose. This is your battery charger. This is a lithium battery charger. Make sure you only use this charger with these batteries. Don't use any other scooter charger. These have lithium batteries. They are special. You don't want to destroy your batteries. So only use this charger. I'll set that to the side. In here, we've got our straps. They're going to hold our battery down. In here is our connector cables. So there's two different cables. So one is going to have this white plug. You're going to install this no matter what. Whether you have the dual batteries or the single battery, you absolutely need this cable. The second cable is two plugs. There's a 5-pin and a 4-pin. This is if you get the dual batteries. When you get the dual batteries, this will link one battery to the other. So you only need this with the dual batteries. If you have the single battery, you can just store this somewhere. In this other bag is our cables. So these are our battery cables. You get two of them with the unit. Whether you order the single battery or the double battery, you will have two. So again, if you decide to order another battery down the line, just hold on to these cables, stick them somewhere safe. So then the way these work, they each attach to one battery, then you plug it into the unit here. You don't have to cross them or anything. It's just one cable per battery. And now we're going to unbox the batteries. So these are our battery boxes. These are shipped inside the unit now, and they come in these separate boxes. I'm going to go ahead and open one up and show you what's inside. Again, I got the dual battery, so I'm installing these for the first time. There's going to be some foam up top. This is your battery. Then you got this little instructional thing. Don't throw this away because this actually has your battery terminal screws in it, so you need that bad. So don't just throw this away. We get lots of questions on that of where's my screws? I don't know where they are. They're in there. Here's your battery. These are lithium, so they're actually pretty light. Here's one of your batteries. These are your positive and negative. Then there's your little 4-pin and 5-pin that we will connect later. So I'm going to open up the second battery, then we will get to installing them in the unit. Now I have everything set up to put the batteries in the unit. There is this strap that goes, it's going to go around both or one of your batteries. I like to set it up like this. I set the battery on top of the strap. If you have a single battery, you can just kind of leave it like that. It's not super important because the battery has weight, so it's not going to like bounce around and you have that cover, but it is just an extra security measure. So I like to set it up like this. So if you're doing a single battery, I'll go ahead and drop it in, just like that. And then you just wrap it around, make sure it's tight, cinch it down. I'm doing the dual battery, so I'm going to go ahead and put my second battery in, just like that. Then you can wrap it around this way and tighten it up, and then I just like to shove that in there. And that'll hold it in place. Next, we're going to hook up these battery cables. You're going to need a 10mm wrench for this. That's the size of these two screws. We have our screws in our bag here. Remember, it is one cable per battery. Just going over some basics, your black cable is going to be your negative. It's going to go to the minus sign. Red cable is your positive. It's going to go to the plus sign. Make sure you get that correct. If you do get it wrong and you plug it into the unit, it might flip a breaker. I've actually heard of it overcharging both batteries and killing both of them pretty much immediately. I've heard of someone doing that. So just make sure you get these lined up correctly. Red is your positive, it goes to the plus. Black is negative, it goes to the negative. I'm going to take this little bag that they gave us with our 10mm screws. And I'm going to start screwing this in by hand. And on the screws you have the screw, you have a little lock washer, and then a regular washer. So I would keep it as they come, just like that. That'll make sure that your terminals are nice and tight. I'll hand thread that. So then if you have a single battery, you'll just stop there. If you have a double battery, we will go ahead and hook up that cable as well. I haven't plugged it in just yet because I haven't tightened these, but I will hook up the second battery now. Now these are hand tightened. I'm going to get my 10mm wrench. I'm going to go ahead and tighten these four. Then one word of caution while you're doing this, you just don't want to touch these two terminals. See, my wrench is angled, so I'm not going to hit that, but make sure you don't touch these two terminals with your wrench. And that's the last one, and make sure it's good and tight, that it's not going to wiggle around on me. Then I'll go ahead and cover my terminals, that way we don't connect these two together at all. Again, if you have the single battery, you'll only do the one battery, and you'll just hold on to this other cable. Now that that's done, we're going to hook up this cable. Now whether you have the single or the dual battery, this is very important. You have to have this no matter what. It only hooks up to one of the batteries if you have the dual. If you have the single battery, obviously it'll hook up to the one battery you have. It has a little 5-pin connector on it, and there's a little port on the battery, one that has the number 4, one that has the number 5. This will go into the number 5. There's a little screw on the end of this, so what you do is you push it in, and then you just screw it down. Push it in, and screw it down. And that'll hold it in place. I like to give it a quick pull, make sure it's in place. Now the other end of this is where a lot of people get lost, is in the Pursuit, you need this plugged in. There is a plug, it's in kind of the rear of the unit on the opposite side of your neutral lever, so other side of this, it's on this side. There's a cable here, it's got this white plug, and this plug will go in to the other end. There's a wire kind of hidden, sometimes it's behind this bar. In my case it was just kind of floating around, but it looks like this. So you'll make sure you plug that in. Just like that. That is very important. Your scooter will not turn on at all if you do not have this plugged in. So make sure that is plugged in. Lastly, I'm going to go ahead and connect these two batteries. Like I said, you have a 4-pin and a 5-pin. I'm going to grab my cable. There's a 4-pin and a 5-pin on here. They can only go into the certain ones, so there's not really a way to get this backwards. So I'm going to go ahead and go into the 4-pin on this side. Just like our other cable, it has those screws. We're going to screw it in. And this is to connect your dual batteries. If you don't have dual batteries, you skip this step and hold on to this cable in case you decide to upgrade in the future. Then this will go into the 5-pin port. Then screw it in. Make sure they're both tight. So give them a little pull test, and we are good. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and connect my battery cables. They go in here. And they only go one direction, with these red handles facing up into these plugs in the back here. There we go, and our battery should be hooked up. One thing to note, there is a little breaker back here. This will turn your batteries on and off, so if you do turn on the unit and you don't have any power, just check this, just give that a push and try again. I believe in will turn your batteries on, and out will turn them off. So just check that. So now the batteries are properly installed. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put our shroud back on, and then I'll go over some common troubleshooting with the batteries if they're still not turning on. So I'm going to get it around that seat post, make sure it's sitting secure up front, then just kind of push it down, make sure that Velcro's in. Like I said, that Velcro just kind of holds it in. There's no straps or latches or anything, just the Velcro and gravity. So that is in, and now we're going to go over some common troubleshooting. Now just some common troubleshooting for the batteries. I have the tiller angled down so you can see at least what's going on the display. The most common thing, you turn it on, and you get no power. And the most common thing is usually that switch right here. So I'm going to turn it off again, push that switch, turn it on, and I should get lights. Now, once you flip that switch on and off, or you just turn it on, it might take about 5 or 6 seconds before you can actually drive it. But there we go. We can drive the unit, so that fixed that one problem. Another common issue is if you pull the tiller too soon. So I'm going to go ahead and hold this down, turn it on. Some people do this, and they say, oh, it's not driving. You held the tiller too long. So if you wait, you'll hear a click. Then it should drive. That's just a safety feature, so you don't have that depressed and then turn it on and then launch yourself. Another common thing is if your scooter is in neutral. This is your neutral lever. This allows you to freewheel the unit. You need this in the lock position in order to drive it. That engages your brakes. But if you're in freewheel and you turn on the unit, it looks normal, and then you go to drive it, and it just doesn't drive at all. The quick way to check that is check this lever, make sure it's not in the unlock position, or you're not able to push the unit in freewheel. So what I'm going to do is turn the power off, put it in the lock mode, turn it back on, again give it 2 or 3 seconds, then see if it drives. So now we've solved that issue as well. And now the very last troubleshooting thing I want to go through. This is rare. This probably will not apply to you. But in the earlier generations of the scooter, before they had that button, especially so if your unit doesn't have this button and you're trying to figure out what's up with your batteries, this might help you out. There was a wake up sequence. So in the phase 1 units of these scooters, this is like late 2023, there's a wake up sequence. Now with the addition to this button, there's no reason to have to do this. So if your batteries aren't working, it could be just a Hail Mary. But in the phase 1 of these scooters, to wake up your battery, they have a built-in safety mode. So if the battery does not get used or charged for 3 weeks, it'll shut off. Your battery's not dead, it's just protecting itself from being damaged. Now there's a way to wake it up in the phase 1 units. In the phase 2 and 3 with this button, if you turn on your scooter and it's dead, push this button to turn it off, and then push again, make sure it's turned on, then check your power. That'll deactivate that sleep mode and turn your batteries back on. So that's what this button is for now. That is for your sleep mode. But the phase 1 units, what you would do is you'd grab your charger and make sure you're using your lithium charger. First thing you would do is you would plug it into your tiller. Right there into the charging port. You have to do this step first. You cannot do the wall step first. You have to plug it into here first. And you'll plug the other end into the wall, to a wall outlet. It has to be an outlet. It cannot be an extension cord or anything like that. Just straight into a wall outlet. You'll see one red light come on and the other will not be on. After about a minute or two, you'll see both lights go either double red or red and then a green. The green means you're fully charged. The red means that they're both working. So if you see double red, your scooter should at least drive. You might have to charge it a little bit, but it should at least drive. That means your battery has been woken up. So this is the original startup sequence. So tiller, wall, then wait about 2 minutes or so, and that should wake up your batteries. Again, if you have the Gen 2 or Gen 3, which is later, this is kind of a Hail Mary for having any issues, because you should not need to do this anymore. But this is the original battery wake up for these units. And speaking of charging, one thing to double check, if your battery is just not turning on at all, it could just be dead. Plug it in for 6 hours or so. You should have both lights on the charger. If you only have one light on the charger, that means it's getting power. The second light means it's not charging. So if you get 2 red lights, that means you're currently charging your batteries. If you see the 2 lights, just charge your batteries for a few hours, see if they turn on. So that could just be an indicator that your batteries are dead. That's pretty rare since these have such a high mileage to them. I don't usually see them go dead, but it is a possibility. Last case, if you've done all of these steps and you're still not getting any power, I would call the manufacturer or call whoever you bought the unit from and have them troubleshoot it for you. It could be something else going on. But these are all the common battery issues with the Pride Pursuit 2. This has been how to install the batteries in your Pride Mobility Pursuit 2 and some common troubleshooting if you run into any issues along the way. If you have any questions or you're interested in purchasing one of these units, give us a call. I will have a link in the description to this unit. If you want to learn the full unboxing on this unit, I also have an up-to-date video on that should cover the batteries, not in as much detail, but it does cover the current battery setup, so I will have that linked in the description as well. Once again, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and thank you for watching.
Hi, I'm Mark.
And my name is Alex. We're co-owners of Marc's Mobility.
I started this company in 1995.
We sell many products, not just what you see in this video. If you have any questions or concerns, please call us at the number below at 800-677-6293. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.